Hi and welcome back. So in this video we are actually going to do another example, and the example is going to be this. Let's say I gave you the electron configuration for argon, and I wanted you to give me, let's say I want to see 4 ions, so I want 4 ions that are iso. So I want 4 ions that are isoelectronic with argon. So this means, what does isoelectronic mean? It means we kind of learned this at the end of, more towards the end of the playlist, but iso means the same, and electronic just means how many electrons we have. So we are looking for 4 different ions that we could have. They're going to have the same number of electrons as argon. So let's just start going through these. So chlorine, how many electrons does chlorine have? Chlorine, the neutral atom of chlorine is going to have 17 electrons. Because that's its atomic number, and if it's neutral, it has the same amount of electrons as it does protons. So how many electrons does it have to gain to have the same number as argon? Well, it has to gain 1, right? So it needs a -1 charge. So we are looking, so one ion that is going to be isoelectronic with argon is going to be the Cl- ion. What's another one? How about let's do one from the positive side? Well, if potassium loses 1 electron, that would have the same number of electrons as argon. So let's say K+ would have or potassium, the potassium ion with a +1 charge, or the potassium +1 cation, is going to have the same number of electrons as argon. Let's do, so we've got 2 more now. How about if sulfur? How about if sulfur gained 2 electrons? That would have the same, because sulfur currently is in its neutral state, has 16 electrons. So if it gains 2, it'll have 18, which is the same as argon. So if we had the sulfur 2- anion, that would have the same electron configuration as argon. And finally, let's do one more. How about calcium? So calcium has got 20 electrons in its neutral state. And so how many would it have to lose to have the same as argon? Well, it would have to lose 2, right? And if it lost 2, it would have a 2+ charge. So it would be a 2+ calcium cation. How about, I know we only asked for 4, let's just do one more. How about, and let's do a weird one. Let's do one from the transition metal block. Let's take titanium. So titanium has got 22 electrons in its neutral state because it has 22 protons. So how many would it have to lose to have the same number of electrons as argon? Well, it would have to lose 4 of them, right? So the titanium ion that we would have, the titanium cation, would be the Ti4+ cation, and that would have the same number of electrons as argon. So we could say that this is an isoelectronic series with argon. This has all of these ions have the same number of electrons as the noble gas argon. So anyway, hopefully you found this useful, and I will see you in a future video.